Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to part 14th of this Swing State series. Let's go and analyze North Carolina real quick. So, Trump is leading in the aggregate by about 5 points. Last time around, he won the state by 1.5. Shortly after that, slightly under 50% of the vote. Here you go. So, we don't have aggregate. Biden was supposed to win, but Trump won, of course. Basically, third-party vote collapsed, and those votes went to Biden. North Carolina, however, is not going to be as close as this, because the state Supreme Court flipped, and as a result, voter ID is now law in the state of North Carolina, which makes it a lot more difficult to cheat. So, North Carolina, 5.5 million votes. Wake at 630,000, Mecklenburg at 570, Guilford, Forsyth, Durham, Buncombe, Cumberland, New Hanover. Those are basically the counties you have to watch for. Together, that would be about half the voting population. So North Carolina has a rural part, but it's also urban, so it's a bit of the mix of the two. So that is a problem for both parties, because you need to have two forms of electorate you have to take into account. So, North Carolina registration is closed for new candidates, closed on March 5th. You need 83,000, roughly, signatures in order to get on the ballot, and you need a political party to be assigned to it. So, that's for 2024. Let's see. Trump and Biden are on the ballot, of course. I believe that Kennedy is on the ballot as part of a third-party ticket. I believe it's either the Reform or the American Independence or something like that has ballot access. But that doesn't particularly matter for this regard. Sorry, it was the Reform Party. That was it. So, here's North Carolina. 1.4 percentage points. How does Joe Biden win the state? Well, there are a few things you can do. First things first. I'm going to increase the turnout linearly to what it was in 2020, so 17 points. Joe Biden needs to find 88,000 votes to get there. So, let's start. Fayetteville metropolitan area, that's Cumberland and Hoke. That's 30,000 votes for Biden in his favor. You can do a few, about 5 points better, and that would definitely get you there, at least a part of it. Then you have a very important one for Joe Biden. That's the Research Triangle. That is Johnston, that's Wake, that's Chatham, that's Orange, Durham, Person, Granville, Franklin, and Vance. This particular region, Biden won it by 25 points. He needs to win this by 40. Simply put. That's the margin of votes that you're supposed to get. So you need to win. That's the particular region where Biden needs to focus if he wants to get enough electoral votes, or at least enough votes in order to get the region. Another part could be the Sandhills, which is Fayetteville. However, it takes also a few Republican counties. If you get this even, there's a good chance you can win. Another one that's important for Biden is the Piedmont Crescent, which goes all the way up here through Wake, from Wake essentially to Mecklenburg. So that's Charlotte, and this is forgot the city. Fuck. I forgot what city it was. So, this particular region, this is Biden plus 20, 21. If you get this to 60,000, as you get this lead to about 700,000 votes. So, that's Biden plus 25. You got it. Another region that could be taken into account is the Inner Banks, which essentially is from Onslow. You go all the way north to Virginia, this and everything east of it. This particular region, it has been slowly drifting towards the Republicans. If you get this even, so let's show this for you. You get this even. You got about half a point to make up. So then I have Cumberland, we have Yoke, Harnett. So this particular, the Sandhills. You shift this 4 points to the left. You're almost there. Got 14,000 votes to make up for. You can do that right here in the research triangle. Franklin, I believe it's this. Research triangle, no, Arnott is not a part of it. Vance was. Here you go, you can do this. Johnson is a part of it. You can shift this 1 point to the left. Maybe 2 points and there you go. Alternatively, what was the turnout increase again? North Carolina, 17 points. So, alternatively, we're doing my favorite strategy again. I love doing this. So we're doing every single county, but this time I'm going to make it a little bit easier for myself, and we're doing all counties with the exception of anything that's below 100,000 to save my sanity. So we have Wake, we have Mecklenburg, we have Guilford, which would be here. We have Forsyth, Durham, which is right there. We have Buncombe, which should be damn. There you go. Cumberland, which is right here. We have New Hanover, which should be here. Union County. Where's that? Union. We have Cabarrus. Where the hell's that one at? Seems I've forgotten. Whatever. I can always open it. Right, so Cabarrus, we have Gaston, we have Johnston, we have Iredell. Cabarrus. Right there. You're always forgetting it. Gaston, which would be right adjacent to the other side of it. Johnston, which would be right here. And then we have Iredell, which would be here. So this is Trump plus 22. How about we make it Trump plus 20? You're almost there. Basically the entire state shifts 2 points to the left, but you're almost there. If you do that, you have the urban areas that will shift 5 points to the left. Let's do that, right? This would go 5 points to the left. And there you go, Biden wins the state by 2. Relatively easy to do. Here's the fun part though. I don't think that's going to happen in terms of electoral prospects. Now we're going to reset the state, increase the turnout by 17 points. What is going to happen because of voter ID? First things first, the entire state is going to shift, I think, about 5 points to the right. And what I think, in addition to that, I think Buncombe, Mecklenburg, Wake, Durham, Forsyth, Guilford, Cumberland, Chatham not, I think they will have a slightly lower turnout as a result. Which means Trump wins the state by 7. And that's that. That's what the actual result, I think, is going to be, roughly around that mark. But in order for Biden to win, he cannot win by just the urban areas. He needs the rurals to turn out in favor of him in order to get there. Nope, I don't want to select all. Because if we do this, take the urban areas. This, Mecklenburg, Gaston, Union, Yoke, this. I think we're about there. Do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'm missing one of them. Union, I think I'm missing. No, I already have that. New Hanover, there you go, 13. If this would swing 5 points to the left, you're already there. So you can focus on the urban areas. It's a little bit less likely because, for an example, the South here is trending towards the Republicans. Charlotte is going towards the Republicans, as is the Highlands or the Skylands here. They are moving towards the Republicans. This section is drifting to the right, so you can't do it by just focusing on the urban areas. Mathematically, yes, but everything else is shifting to the right, so you can't really get that done. So, that would be North Carolina. This is, again, not a swing state you're going to be looking for. It's going to be probably the center of mass for the elections, probably going to be Michigan or Minnesota. Next up, I think I want to do 3 more states. I want to do Pennsylvania. I want to do New Jersey, and I want to do New York. I don't want to do New Hampshire, and I don't want to do Maine for a very simple reason. Look at this. I'm not going to go township by township. I don't want to do that. And Maine is bugged for this reason, because every single time you do a township and you change something, the entire state, the calculation crashes, so don't do that either. I'm going to try and model in a different way. I'm going to see if I can find an alternative for those 3, or for those 2 states. But it doesn't really matter ultimately. So these 3 states, I'm going to do them. I'm going to do Jersey next, I think. And then Pennsylvania, then New York as a closer. That would be good for me, I think. Thank you kindly for watching. See you next time. Cheers.